Hello, everybody, and welcome to D Crown. Good evening, everyone. My name is Eman Feliciano, and if you have been following us on Miss Earth Crown, you know that I am part of the MEN, the Men of Miss Earth Crown. And now we have spread our wings, and now we are here on D Crown, where we cater to all the stories of all the crowns in the Philippines and in the world, or the universe rather. And of course, I am the creative content head of D Crown, and I am here to be your host tonight. But of course, because there's MEN and I'm the E of the MEN, this show cannot move forward without all the letters of that word. And now let's call on the M of MEN, ladies and gentlemen, our editor in chief, Marky Gatchalian.
Hello! Good evening to everyone. Long time no see, Eman.
Oo nga, grabe. Parang ang tagal nating hindi nagkita, ano?
And I'm very excited for tonight because this is episode 2 of our MUP in Focus interview, and we have a very beautiful and special guest for tonight. Just like what happened a few hours ago, we'll make it interactive, we'll make it fun, we'll make it light for you. But as early as now, we'd like you to prepare your smartphones and prepare your questions
Yeah,
on our queue later
that's
because you will have a
true.
chance to interact with our representative from Marinduque. I'm very excited to meet her as well. That's it.
Yes, and speaking of a meeting, you can be watching this on several platforms right now. We are broadcasting simulcast on our D Crown Facebook page, MEC and D Crown TV on YouTube, and on the M and Mega page on Kumu. In fact, we have a lot of viewers on Kumu right now. I'd like to shout out to those who are Kathy, Mama. My mom is watching on Kumu. Hi,
Hello, Tita
Mama.
Kathy.
Honey Buens, Malu1229, and
Hello, Malu.
Sammy Mang-aawit on Kumu. Thank you so much.
Hi,
Keep sharing this
Sammy.
live streams. And to all everyone who's here on D Crown Facebook, please share, tap the hearts, keep sharing this live stream so that more people can watch us tonight. And now let's go to the N of MEC, ladies and gentlemen, our chief correspondent and executive producer. Gusto ko nang itawag sa kanya yon,
Yes,
Mr.
Kiki.
Noy Sabilano.
You're on
Nakamute
mute.
pala ako.
Oh,
Hi
oh yes.
everyone! Good evening! Nakakatakot executive producer. Wala akong budget. But anyways, my name is Noy Sabilana. I am the chief correspondent of then MEC but now D Crown. Do you know, Mark, you're excited because it's episode 2 and it's because of our guest. I'm really excited to know more about her story because we've read this in the newspapers, we've watched it on the news on TV and whatnot. But there are still some things that I think she would like to share or she needs to share about that certain part of
Mm-hmm.
her story here on
Agree.
MUP. So stay tuned to that because we're going to ask the right questions to get to the right answers tonight.
That is true. At yan. At dahil nga dito sa interview na ito, we can watch this, rewatch this all over again so that we can get to know our next MUP queen better. So, without further ado, let's introduce her already. Yes, a woman of strength, of intellect, of power, advocacy, and a unique story. Ladies and gentlemen, representing Marinduque, let's welcome Simone Nadine Bordilla.
Hello everyone! Hello Sir Eman, Sir Marky, and Sir Noy. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for
Of
being here with
course.
us right now. Ayan, iakit natin si Nadine sa top tier. Top tier? Okay. Yes,
With
there
the
you go.
AIC.
With the EIC, katabi mo yung boss namin. Yes. So now, this is MUP in Focus, Simone Nadine Bordilla. Hello, how are you, Simone? You look so beautiful. Balita namin, you came from another live stream before this.
Mm.
Yes,
So
I
how are you
actually
right
just
now?
finished an interview with Pageant Nuggies, and I don't know, I just love that I'm keeping the momentum going. So, I'm not too, I could still answer questions, right? And I'm not that nervous. I'm just more relaxed right now. And yeah, I'm just really
We can
looking
see
forward to
that.
this.
We
We can
can
see
see that. But
that.
and don't worry because this is more than anything. This is going to be a relaxed and chill interview, just to get to know you better, and of course for your supporters to get to interact with you more, diba?
Yes,
Yes.
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 I have a question lang kasi I'm very excited for Nadine kasi you became part of top 30 and I saw a Facebook post
Oh,
about your
yes.
reaction. Oh,
Yes.
na-feeling mo ba
Oh
yun?
my god.
Sorry, ilabas na natin yung feeling na yan. How are you feeling? Kasi nakita ko yung reaction yung family eh. How are you
Mm-hmm.
You
feeling?
know,
How are you? You're officially part of top 30.
until now, it still feels so surreal to me. It feels as though it was just announced just last night. Because when it was announced, we really couldn't believe that, I'm finally part of top 30. At first, I'm not even gonna lie, we were somewhat a bit confident already because after the
Mm-hmm.
interview challenge, I ranked 7, and if we were
Yes.
gonna do of what they said that as long
Mm-hmm.
as the candidate does well in the interview challenge, then they're guaranteed a spot in the top 30. But then after they called the second batch of ladies, I still wasn't called, and the
Oh my
entire thing was
God.
just so nerve wracking for me. Right, you can just imagine. And my dad, he even stopped from recording already because he didn't know what to expect anymore
Uh-huh.
until number 28, and I still wasn't called.
Oh,
And I was
shoot.
really about to cry. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I was so emotional already because I think that that's really what being too overly confident really does to you. And finally, once number 29 was called, my God, a breath of fresh air for me. I was so relieved. Though after feeling relieved, I cried so much because
We saw it.
yes, because I really didn't think that, at the time my hopes were really low already
Mm-hmm.
because there were still a lot of girls that weren't being called. And, I'm thinking, oh my God, this is already like two girls left, and I'm still not being
Yeah.
called. Steffi's still not being called. And I was just thinking, what's gonna happen now? And yeah, thankfully I was called, after the months of getting to of working so hard to get to this
Mm-hmm.
point. It feels so nice, and I'm just really looking forward to my journey now being part of top 30.
That's
Mm-hmm.
really good to hear. And parang that's really the result of your hard work. Plus, you were surrounded by
Oo.
loved ones. So it's a very
Correct.
touching video. I love that.
Correct. No
Thank
matter
Yeah,
what
you.
the
thank you.
I think no matter what the results could have been, 'di ba? At least you were surrounded with people who love you no matter what. At saka siguro sabi nila kaya pag number 29 ka tinawag, save the best for last. O, 'di ba? Yeah.
Yes.
Ganyan naman eh. Ganyan naman ang that's how the calling of finalists go, 'di ba? Parang saving the best and most followed for last. Ayan, speaking of best
Mm-hmm.
and most followed, we have people who are following us who are now commenting down below. We have our US correspondent, Ralph
Hi,
Singat, saying, "Good
Ralph.
morning, all."
Hello.
Ayan. I wonder what
Hi.
time it is now where's Ralph's where does Ralph live nga in
Florida.
Orlando.
Florida.
Yeah.
There you go. Ayan. At syempre, I know you know
Thank
this person
you.
also. He's also watching us right now. Mars France is watching
Hi,
us
Mars.
right
friends. Hi,
now.
Hi.
Mars.
One
Thank
of
you
our
so
good
much for
friends.
watching
Diba?
po.
Mars France. Sabi niya, go Simone Nadine Bordilla. Bordilla. And of course, we have um, France. Sabi niya, I love you. Yan.
I
Sabi
love you,
ni,
France.
we love you so much. Thank you so much. Ayan, maraming maraming salamat. Okay? And that's what we have for now. Pero, ayan, so mali pa yung yung spelling ng banner ko. I'm so sorry, Nadine.
Ayan.
We missed
I
the
was
letter
too
F.
shy to correct you.
No, it's okay. You could always do that. Thank you very much. Ayan. Si Mars France pa yung na-miss ko yung spelling. Apologies. But anyway, let's move on. Ayan. Dahil now that you are here with us, we are very excited for
Mhm.
our segments because the point of this show is to get to know Simone more through different aspects of her personality. We
Mhm.
already see if you look at Simone's Instagram, grabe ang gaganda ng mga photo shoot ni Simone doon. The glam queen. And of course, we see your photos of your hosting stints, your
Mhm.
modeling stints and everything. But we want to get to know you more today, okay? So now, we're going to go to our In Focus segment, okay? So we will go to our In Focus segment right now where Noy and Mark are going to lead the way, okay? Take it away, guys.
All right. So again, the goal of this segment is to just get to know Simone Nadine. So and you know what? There's a fun fact about her. She's actually an alumnus of Colegio San Agustin, CSA, a school that I'm very
Yes.
familiar with.
Of
Which is why
course.
I'd like to first understand your school days. How were you as a student in CSA? And parang did you ever think na okay in CSA I'd probably become a future beauty queen? Did you ever think that? So I guess two things: how were you as a student, and did you ever imagine yourself wearing a crown and becoming a beauty queen?
Okay. So of course, to start, I think that my school life in CSA was just the most enjoyable thing. I think that, because I spent literally my whole life there. I started there since I was senior kinder, and
Mm-hmm.
I graduated there after grade 12.
Mm-hmm.
And I really think that that served as the avenues to where my confidence was really built. There's this one teacher in particular, her name was Miss De Mesa, and
Mm-hmm.
every chance that she would get, she'd push me to participate in these school events. I'd
Mm-hmm.
always be part of. Oh, there's this annual event in CSA where they'd host where they have students dancing the sinulog, and I
Mm-hmm.
was I was often chosen as the queen for that. And I ever since then, of course, I made sure that I was active in a lot of things in school. I joined our high school's um, choir. We competed internationally, and yeah, I think that overall, it was a really good place where I really built my confidence.
Wow,
That's
a
I
very
got the CSA.
that's good.
Sisingit lang
Wow.
ako ha.
A
Alam
very
ko this is not
well-rounded student. Emma, nabanggit niya si Miss
super.
Demesa. Do you know Miss
Oo, Miss
Demesa?
Jonah, I miss you. Shout
Ah.
out to Miss Jonah de Mesa. Ayan. Okay, kayo na uli.
All right,
Napasingit
so thank
lang.
you for sharing. Very well rounded. And CSA is known for that, actually helping build confidence to students. Okay, so
Correct.
naalala ko tuloy si Dr. Ronquillo. Hi, Dr. Ronquillo.
Yes, oh my, I love
So
her. I
bigla akong
love her so
nag-reminisce, no?
much.
All right. So no, when you were young, have you ever thought talaga of becoming a beauty queen?
I think ever since I was young, it's been a dream that I've had.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, considering that I am from a gay family, you can just imagine. We're huge pageant lovers. I've been exposed to it ever since I was younger, and I remember occasionally there was this every pageant season. My parents would host this watch party at
Uh
home,
huh. Uh
and
huh.
me and my brother would just watch them and their friends just going chaotic
Uh
over
huh.
over watching these pageants. They'd be jumping up and down, shouting, cussing, and I think that as a young girl, I just found all that entertaining. And I think that the first ever pageant that I watched with them was when Venus Ra competed in Miss Universe. I think that was
Oh.
2010.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so young then, but I was seeing how happy it was making them, and at the time, I already thought to myself that, in the future, I'd want to be that girl that makes them that happy. Yeah, that's where
Wow.
the
So good. So nako, that's where it started pala. So sometimes it takes a little inspiration, no, to or implanting a dream. So it's a pero magandang dream yan. Okay, magandang dream. I like
Mm.
that. Thank you for sharing that
Mm.
story. So Noy, do you have any follow-up questions in the meantime?
Yes, yes. Actually, since you already shared where it actually started, I think it's safe to say that the defining moment or turning point was when you watched that the Venus Ra moment, and then you realized, okay, I wanted to be that girl in the future. But Nadine or Simone, I'm gonna call you Simone na lang. Was there any time or any point in your life that you doubted that kaya ko ba to? Can I actually do it? Because I mean, let's face it, a dream is one thing, the reality is another. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we all know that. But then, was there any like hesitation on your end, and how did you address that hesitation and made you who the person you are right now?
I think, funnily, this doubt came to me after I just won my first ever pageant, which was
Oh,
Mr.
really?
Yes, which was Mr. and Miss Philippine Youth.
Mm.
So if you don't know yet, I was the youngest candidate then, and I think that the maximum age limit for that was
Mhm.
24, 25,
Mhm.
and we were 80 candidates
Wow.
by that night.
Wow. Mhm.
Yeah, so of course, I guess to the public, it would seem like such a, it would seem like such a suspicious thing
Mm.
for a girl my age to
Mhm.
have achieved that much. And I guess everything just came at the end because my journey so far that entire time it was going so smoothly. And then right after that, that was when I received online criticism, and
Mm.
that's when I had to deal with it. And of course, although the things that they were saying weren't true, sometimes it just sticks with you, and then
Agree.
you
Yeah.
somehow
Yeah.
convinces you that it is. And I think that that was probably one of the moments in my life where I was really down.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I actually even considered not joining any other pageant
Mm.
until, of course, Miss Teen International Philippines. And Dad said, why not just give it a shot? Why not just try? And
Mm.
I did just for the sake of trying, just to see if I could really do this. And if I'm still as capable as I really think that I am, despite what
Mm.
everyone said. I tried it, and then suddenly I'm given this chance to represent the country on the international stage in India
Yeah.
specifically. And
Mhm.
once I was there, I, of course, being blindsided, I forgot the reason as to why I joined. I forgot that I was doing this for a certain cause. I forgot that I wasn't only just doing this for myself. I was way too
Mm.
competitive. The CSA in me took over, and
Mhm.
and I think that being too competitive and not enjoying that entire journey, it really destroyed it for me. Though I took home the
Mm.
continental title for our country, just after watching the grand title go to someone else, it was such a
Mm.
yeah, it was just such a painful
Yeah.
memory. But
Yeah.
then that was my first experience of losing, and I think that just from that, I grew and I
Mm.
matured, and that's why I'm confident in my capabilities as a Miss Universe Philippines candidate.
Yeah. And
Well
you know,
said.
Mark, we have we have a term called for that in leadership and success. We call it divine what's called this? It's divine insatisfaction, na parang feeling mo you have earned this you have already earned or this much success, pero parang feeling mo there is something more that is
Mhm.
meant for you. No, divine discontent is the right term. No, parang feeling mo even if you are doubting yourself that you can do it, 'di ba? You know that there is something else out there and then you go for
Mhm.
it, 'di
Mhm.
ba? Tama ba, Mark?
Yes, yes, yes. That's very true. Very correct. Kasi that's human nature naman din eh.
Mm.
At saka sometimes your gut will tell you, there's something bigger, there's something more for me. But of course, you work hard for it. And it's seen naman. It seems what turned out to be, di ba?
Mhm.
So, kumbaga,
Correct.
hard work really pays off.
Yeah. So speaking of ano naman, Nadine, of something bigger and something more. Now let's go now to your journey right now. Miss Universe Philippines. What was that defining moment that led you to saying that, okay, game na, I'm gonna give this a shot. Tell us the whole story behind it and what led you or pushed you to go for this year, 2021.
I think specific. I mean, honestly, I think that it really was when they removed the height requirement, because
Oh.
if you don't already know, I'm a vertically challenged woman. I'm very petite, and I remember when I was 16 or 17 years old, we went to my pediatric endocrine specialist, and she already told me that since I inherited my height from my father, I'm gonna stay 5'3" for the rest of my life. And
Mm.
I think that at the time, I thought that my dream of becoming a beauty queen is gone. It's basically unattainable anymore
Mm-hmm.
because of that. Because I know that there are certain beauty standards that you have to meet just to simply qualify as a candidate.
Agree.
And I think that and I think that because of that, it made it harder for me to think that it was still possible. But then once Miss Universe Philippines announced that there's no height requirement, suddenly they just opened that door for me again, and I just barged in and I took a chance.
Great.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what we can learn from that, Nadine, would be talagang standards change, no? Because of the passing of time as well.
Mm.
Standards really change, and sometimes you have to break certain standards. And in this
Correct.
case,
If the
you're
standards
paving
don't
way.
change, you
You
change the
and a lot of
standards.
correct.
Mm.
You and a lot of girls are paving the way, for those. That's
Correct.
actually a wonderful type of change. I love that.
Yes, I love it as well. Although still there are a lot of people who are very much against it. It's probably just because they're used to that type of beauty standard. They
Mm-hmm.
think that, just because you're a vertically challenged girl, you can't go up against the Latinas or the other
Mm-hmm.
women of other
Mm-hmm.
ethnicities there on
Mm-hmm.
stage. But I think that, as the Miss Universe organization has said, they're not just
Mm-hmm.
looking for beautiful women, but they're also looking for diplomats.
Great.
Agree. And
Great.
that's why you're there. That's why you're
Yeah.
there to tell the world na these standards have already changed and here we are. This is me, an empowered woman. Whatever
Mm.
standards you put upon me. That's really good. Thank you. Siguro ako
Wow.
last follow-up question, since now you have an opportunity. You have an opportunity to clinch the Miss Universe Philippines crown. What does the crown mean to you? And how would
Yes.
you relate it to, let's say, in case you win, how would you use it? So there.
I think that to me the crown means everything. So as you all know, my story has already spread, and that's merely just me being a candidate, and it's
Mhm.
really my goal to let this story be heard, throughout the entire universe, if possible. I think that it's a story that could inspire and could change a lot of people's mindset, especially here in our country. People in our country, they're still sticking with their conservative ideologies, and I'm not going to force them to change it. I'm just hoping that we could all get into a more educated discourse on it, because I
Mm.
think that we're definitely facing issues still up to this day. And I think that this certain community doesn't deserve the type of hate that it's been getting over the many years. And yeah, I think that it's about time that I make a change.
Wow.
That's
Oh,
Yeah,
let's
I
give
Oh.
him a
really love
clap.
that.
wonderful. Oo, may
Yes.
clap tayo. Siyempre. Oo.
Oh.
Yes, that's wonderful. Thank you very much, ayan, for all those answers to the questions that Mark and Noy asked. Diba? How wonderful. We now see the effect of loving a loving family, and of course great education to
Agree.
Simone, and all of
Yeah.
that carried her through her journey on the Miss Universe Philippines stage. And speaking of carrying her
Yes.
through her journey, a lot of other people have done that also and have supported her, including the following. Meron tayong comment from Cristel Ibarra. Sabi niya, go Ate Nadine! Hello, hello. And, syempre, meron din tayo from Miss Fe Carino Marasigan. Ayan. And of course, from Tito Dave Ocampo.
Hi, Dave.
Hi! Watching
Hi,
right
Tito Dave.
now.
Yeah, actually,
Diba?
we were chatting a while ago. He said that yeah, no, she's going to watch you tonight. So,
There you
thank you,
go. What
Davey.
what a supportive circle. At syempre, we'd also like to shout out to everyone who's watching us on Facebook, YouTube, and on Kumu. On Kumu, I'd like to shout out to Ate Glow, Glow0818. Hello, Ate Glow from the Euphoria family. Charmaine. Hi, Charmaine. And the BP Liwag, of course,
Mm.
our liaison to Kumu Social TV. Thank you, Paul, for being here. And Marie Garcia, thank you for following. And now, let's go to our next
Oh,
segment. This one's exciting, and I hope you guys
Yes,
participate
is it
if you are
time?
watching. Is it time? Is it time? Yes,
Yeah.
it is. It's
it
time
is.
for it's time now, because this is now our in focus. It's time now for the next part of the program, and that is, yes, play with
Oh
our
my
Yes.
god.
queen. There
Woo!
you go.
This
It's
segment
time
I
to
was most excited about.
Oo naman, ikaw pa ba? Yan, because of your competitive spirit. Ayan. So what's going to happen is just we would like you to go to kahoot.it and enter the game pin. Now I am going to share another
Share.
screen and I'm going to share with you the game pin. Ano ba yung mangyayari ngayon, Noy and Mark?
Yes, so sa ating mga fans and supporters of Simone tonight, and to everyone watching the live stream right now on YouTube, Facebook, and Kumu, you have a chance to play Kahoot with Simone herself because Simone is also going to join the game. O, san pa kayo? If you have, you think you have what it takes to beat Simone in an Miss Universe trivia quiz tonight, then you are up for the challenge. Go join the Kahoot via our code tonight. So, i-flash ni Eman niya ang ating code sa inyong mga screens ngayon na. Right,
Correct.
Eman?
Yes,
Yes.
it's here.
Yan.
There you
O,
go.
diba?
I
I love
Go
the
to
ano. I love the Kahoot
www.kahoot.it.
theme.
Correct. And then please type the game code. The game
Yan.
code is 381-2100.
Yan. So, join na. Dave, sali ka.
381-2100.
Yan.
And then it will ask you to type in your name. Please
Who's
do just write
Bordilla?
your name. Ayan. Andyan na.
That should
Andyan na
be.
si Nadine. Grabe.
Bordilla na. Oh.
Bordilla talaga.
MUP fan, Jet, thank you for joining.
Grabe naman
Ayan.
Thank you,
Yun.
MUT fan.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jen.
You know what? Just imagine, Simone, if your entire family is going to join right now, it's going to be like a family affair, and you're gonna
Ay,
fight
I
about
know.
it at the end when you go home. It's gonna be exciting.
Hello. Ayan, sige po. Let's join, everybody.
Hi, Ralph.
Ayan,
Ayan.
Ralph. Thank you so much, Ralph, for joining. Kumu people, Kumunizens, pwede rin kayong sumali. Let's wait at least 5 people para we can get
Yes.
the ball rolling.
While we're
Ayan.
waiting, Eman, for the
Yes.
fans to join, ano ba yung laman ng quiz na to? Baka mamaya may math dito at saka statistics, ha?
Ay, kung
Yes.
may match at statistics, ay,
Panalo na
sasali
to.
pa rin si Simone dyan. Walang aatlasan si Simone. Ako siguro yung hindi sasali kung may math and statistics. Pero tanungin natin yung gumawa. Noy, what's in the quiz?
Ay, perfect. Kay Nadine. Because I know that, di ba you're taking up neuroscience? Yung ganun yung mga tanong natin. Joke lang. Hindi naman. Hindi.
Nawalan na po ako ng internet. Bigla.
Joke lang. Kidding, of course. Kidding
Nawala ng
aside.
internet bigla.
Di ba? Saka baka walang sumali. Lahat magda-down sila, di ba, sa Kahoot. Anyway, ang
Correct.
ating Kahoot quiz tonight, it's all about Miss Universe and Miss Universe Philippines and a couple of items about our queen guesting tonight, Simone
Wow.
Nadine Bordilla.
Thank you
Statistics.
so-
Just
Hello,
joined.
statistics.
Speaking of.
Yes.
Kalahin mo, may statistics.
Oy, statistics.
Kaya nga,
Speaking of
sino yan?
statistics, may sumaling statistics. Ang galing. Baka hindi kaya si Marietta Kimora Fernandez yan?
Yeah.
Who's watching from Singapore right
Hello,
now.
Marietta.
Hi.
Hello, Miss Marietta. Thank you very much for being here with us tonight. Okay? Yes.
Okay,
Thank
I
you
guess
so
we
much.
have enough number. We can start
Oo
the game.
Yes.
naman. Of course, we can start our game. Uy,
Oh,
yung
Nelson
humabol
Kun.
Nelson
May
Kun.
humabol. Charisse dubbing. Hello. Charisse dubbing on Kumu. And JV. Yes, JV Can Talk
Hi,
is also
JV.
here. JV, sumali ka kaya dito? Feeling ko mananalo to. Si JV is one of the trainers of some of our MUP queens. And yeah, makakasama
Oh my
din natin
God.
siya sa October sa Kumu social TV. We
Oh,
will,
great.
yes, ini-invite
See
ko
you
si JV
soon.
publicly. JV, hello JV. Now let's begin, okay? Kung wala nang hahabol, I will count you down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's begin. Okay,
Right.
here we go. Noy and Mark, take it away. What's our first question? Noy?
Yes, and for our first question,
O, sige, Mark.
the infamous Steve Harvey debacle happened in 2015. Which country was announced
Giveaway
a
question.
wrong round, or given the wrong round by mistake?
All you have to do is to tap the answer
Tap
on
the
your
answer. Is it Peru,
screen.
Costa Rica, Colombia, or El Salvador?
So let's see.
And Kahoot is not only about the correct answers, it's also about the speeds of
Speed,
your answering.
yes.
Okay?
So let's see if Nadine is going to
Oh, I
beat
think
everyone.
Wow.
everybody knows their pageant
Ah.
history, ha? It's
Alam na
Colombia. But let's see, again, it's not just about the correct answer. Everybody got the correct
Yes.
answer. But are you fast enough? Let's see.
Oh my
Oy,
goodness.
Right?
Top five.
statistics.
Statistics and
Almost
Nezuko
there.
and Shane.
Nasa top 5. Okay, Ralph, Shane, and Nezukun. Pero dikit-dikit ang scores, ha? Grabe. Now let's go to the next question.
Parang
Noy?
honor section to, no? Honor
Correct.
section na nag-quiz.
Oh, no.
Okay, question number 2. 1955 saw the Miss Universe very first telecast. Which channel aired this edition? CBS, Fox, NBC, KBP. I have a specific answer.
May
I'd
KBP?
answer.
KBP. Nasa photo ba yung clue in Periscope film?
No, there's nothing there.
Wala.
Mm.
Let's see. Even I don't know the answer. Ano kaya?
It's embarrassing that I don't know it either.
It's CBS.
Answer
It's
is CBS.
CBS. Let's see. All right.
Ayan.
Uy!
Nako, Nadine.
Nako,
Oh my
si
God.
Nezukun,
My
Ralph,
parents
Jet,
are
and Shane are
disappointed
now
right
on the
now.
top. Let's see.
Kaya pa.
Kayang-kaya. Let's go to the next question. Mark?
Next question is, true or false? Simone is one tough lady. She can finish watching a horror film without covering her eyes the entire time.
Nako,
Is it
if you
true
know Simone,
or
if you support
false?
Simone,
Ah.
ayan,
Is
sige
she a
nga.
tough lady? She can watch horror films without covering her eyes. True or false?
And then we can ask her about this later, ano?
Yes.
Yes.
Ay, nako.
Uy,
Ay,
dalawa lang ang nakatamang
Dalawa.
sagot.
false.
At
It's
malamang isa yung
false.
Nadine.
Oo.
Later, tatanungin natin yan. Okay, we'll ask some
Oo.
details about it.
Ibig sabihin, no, she can't keep her eyes
Yes.
open the
I
entire
can.
time.
Yes.
And I guess, Nadine is back. Ayan.
Yeah.
Talagang-
Yes.
Nakakaya naman if I got that wrong, di ba?
Oo nga,
Ikaw nagbigay ng tanong eh.
correct. Oo. Gusto ko natuwa ako ginawa nating funny moment yung Bordilla. Thank you so much. Okay, next question. Si Nezukun, ha? Naku, Nezukun bumped statistics from the top spot. Let's see if he will retain that. Next question.
Mhm. Okay, question number 4. The first and only back-to-back crowns were won by Venezuela. Which years did this happen?
Boy,
27, 08, 08, 09, 09, 010, 010, 010, 11.
when was this? I wonder.
Only a real Miss Universe fan would know.
Oh, and look at the crown. Look at that crown. That's a clue what year this was. Uy! Oh, we have 3 real Miss Universe fans right now. It
I
happened.
am curious if Nadine got this right.
We'll see. 2008, 2009.
Yes.
Oh, okay. There you go. Statistics is back on the top spot.
Correct.
Okay.
Yan.
Let's go to the
Really
next
find out.
question.
Our next question, please just type your answer. Simone is really into eating street food, but this particular street food freaks her out. Ano
Aha.
kaya itong
Ayan.
street food na to that
Type
freaks
your
her out?
answer.
Type your answer, guys.
Oh.
Type it, please. Type it. Freaky daw, freaky. What is this freaky street food for her?
Oh. Let's see if your answer is correct.
I'm really curious as to what
Si
answers
Charis.
kaya yung ano.
Si
Yung
Charis
iba, no?
dubbing. Si Charis dubbing pala from Kumu is Nezukun. Ayan. Charis, thank you for joining. It's Balut.
Yes.
3 people got it right. Naku, tatanungin natin to. Right after this,
Oh.
tatanungin na natin ang mga
Balut.
bagay na ito. But let's find out who made it to the top 3. Okay, not of Miss Universe Philippines, but of just our Kahoot
Not
game.
yet.
Okay, not yet. Okay, dahil, here we go. In third
runner-up.
place, second runner-up, we have,
Second runner-up.
oy, yes!
Hindi nagpatalo.
Grabe. Kasama sa
From
tagi talaga
the
papatalo. Nezukun. And of course, our winner is... Statistics! I love it. Okay.
Oh, statistics, pakilala ka sa group, sa chat.
Oo, pakilala
And
ka naman. Sino ba
Nezukun.
ikaw? Oh, and
Yeah.
Nezukun is second place. Just Charis dubbing from Kumu. Thank you,
Hi,
Charis,
Charis.
for
Thank
joining us.
you.
And of course,
Yes.
Statistics is our first board deal. And then we all know that's Nadine is the third place yan.
At least
Charles.
it plays. Oh.
At Charles. Hi, Charles. Thank you,
Yes.
Charles.
Mm.
Pasok si
there you
Nadine
go.
sa top 3.
Pasok.
3.
Good
Yes.
job.
Thank
Ang
Yay!
you.
saya. Ang saya nung ano na yun.
Ang
Ngayon
saya. Did you enjoy that? Hope you enjoy that, Simone Nadine.
I did. I really did po. Surprisingly.
Now it's time to ask about the fun facts na na-reveal kanina
Mm.
during the Kahoot game, hindi ba? Yung ano yung unang fun fact na yon, Noy? Yung
About
unang
the
fun
horror
fact.
film. Well, this
Correct.
ako it doesn't make sense to me kung manonood ka pero takpan man yung eyes mo, no? But then what is it with you? Still watching
Oo.
I
horror
think
films pero ganon.
That's very
yeah,
cute.
I really think that it's just because I enjoy watching it with other people, and then just watching them
Mm.
get scared. I don't. I
True.
personally, but I personally can't handle watching scary movies and not cover my eyes for like the entirety of it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ako
But then
agree ako dyan.
but then Nadine question, what was like the scariest as in of all time na
The
parang you just wanted to get
scariest.
out of the room?
I think the scariest by far for me was Gonjam. Gonjam Haunted Asylum. It's
Ooh.
it's a I think it's a Korean film,
Yes.
Korean
Yeah.
horror film. Yes, I don't know if you've already watched it, but it's basically talking about this abandoned haunted asylum there, and there's rumors that I think the director of that place was rumored to have killed every single one of the patients there, or they just
Oh my
Oh
disappeared
my
god.
and
God.
then they
Right.
Oh,
committed suicide. Yeah, and so I think that the
Oh my
entire
god.
film was filled with like jump scares. I couldn't really watch it anymore at that point. I was just
wow.
listening. I was just
Inter-
listening to the
Let's
now
stop
I'm
talking
audio.
about it na.
interested. Now I wanna watch it. I wanna watch it.
Ako
Ako
hindi
agree ako kay Nadine.
ayoko.
Ganun din ako. I really love watching horror films just for the fun of watching other people get scared. Yun ang
Like
gusto
me.
ko talaga. Like you, like Nono is really a
Yeah.
scaredy cat. But I don't
Mm.
like watching horror films when I'm alone.
Eh,
I,
di
I
ba?
can't.
Oo.
I really
diba?
can't.
I'm sure you can't to na, diba, Simone? Ang hirap kaya. Tapos mag-isa ka sa bahay. I'm alone in my house here, so I can't. I can't.
I mean, I can't even watch it with other people. What more by myself pa,
I
diba?
Kaya
know,
nga.
right?
Tapang mo ah.
I know, right? 'Di ba? Matapang kung ano, 'di ba? So there you go. That's one of the the
The first one.
facts.
Yeah, yung second one naman, si Mark, you'd like to get a...
Yeah, yung second one
Ito
naman,
maarte sa
you're
amin yung tatlo.
medyo
di
freaky
ba?
sa'yo, yung balut.
Mm.
Why is it freaky for you? You're a fan of street food, except that. Why?
Except balut. I remember we were in Bicol when I first tried it, and everything was going good. You put the salt on it, and then you drink the sabaw, and it tastes really good, diba? Till I saw the duck, and I understood why they didn't want me to look. It really freaked me out. Like you can see the veins on it, and I was just so freaked out. And I don't
True.
want to eat that.
True.
Oh my
Exactly.
Oo.
God.
And
Sinong
yeah.
nakaka-relate doon? Sinong nakaka-relate sa inyong dalawa? Mark cannot eat balut at all because he's pesco vegetarian. Ikaw, Noy, do you
Mhm.
eat balut?
Once lang. But then parang
Ever
I
in your
regretted
life?
once lang talaga. And then parang sabi ko, my God, parang si Nadine, parang di ko kaya. Na parang parang it's basically a live pa na kakainin ko. Di ba? Ayoko. That's a live people that you're going to eat. Di ba? So,
And there are
not for me.
veins, di ba? Yung
Yeah,
may
yun
veins pa doon.
nga. Yeah,
And I also
exactly.
heard from other people that while eating it, like you can really feel the texture of the duck. And that freaked me out. I didn't know if I could do.
Yo.
Though I tried once, I just closed my eyes and then I just chewed
Yeah.
and then swallowed it whole and then that was it. I never tried it again.
Yes. So, yeah. So, again, balut yung pinaka-ayaw mo. But then, in terms of, for example, Nadino, siguro like a follow-up question about food. Let's talk about desirable food naman. Since you're
Mm.
from Marinduque, like for
Yes.
example, what is like the best food you can recommend to us if we go visit Marinduque? Because ako,
No,
personally, I don't know anything about like the food from Marinduque.
no, I definitely think that Marinduque cuisine is heaven for seafood lovers.
Mhm.
Particularly, there's this one food that I would love for you to try. It's called ulang ulang, which is
Ulang-ulang.
basically cooked crab meat from a
Ooh.
native variety of crabs there in Marinduque called kagang. And what they do is that they cook this crab meat with with coconut shreddings, coconut milk, And you can
Ang
just imagine
sarap.
how flavorful that is, right? And I think that's
Super.
Sounds
yeah,
Ide-describe pa
delicious,
lang
my
niya.
God.
I think that's something that I admire in
Mm.
about Marinduque delicacies because they really incorporate a lot of coconut flavors into many of their food, and I love that, and you know it's something that I would love to recommend to everyone.
Mm.
Now I can't wait. I
Yummy.
wanna eat. I very super yummy. Thank you very much for
Mm.
for
You
making
had me
us
at ulam, tas
want yeah,
ulam-ulam pa. Dalawang
ulam-ulam
ulam.
pa,
Hmm.
'di ba? That's true. Correct. Thank you very much, 'di ba? We got to know Nadine a little bit better because of the fun
Mm.
facts that she gave us. But right now, for our next segment, we're going to know Nadine a little bit more kasi we're
Mm.
now going to know her through her photos, through some photos that we will be sharing with you. Nako, kasi inambush namin yung social media ni
Instagram.
Oo, yun ni Simone. Pero ano naman, syempre mga good memories, photos of good memories naman ang ating isi-share sa kanya ngayon. So now this segment is what we call picture perfects. O di ba? Ayan. So this
Oh,
segment is what we call picture perfect. So we're going to show some photos of Nadine and we'd like you to react or tell us the story behind these photos. Okay? So we have two photos for you and this is the first one. Here we go. Ayan, parang ang saya nitong photo na 'to, Nadine. Can you
oh my god.
can you tell us a little bit about this?
Okay, so for starters, me and my family, we've made it basically tradition that every every birthday of mine, we be going back to Enchanted Kingdom. And at the time, I was just new to Instagram, so you can just tell how I didn't even know how to edit my photos at the time. and and I was really into those selfies talaga. And yeah, I think that was just one of my birthdays, and I think that we also we redid every single photo of mine from the first time that we went there, and then you know from the last time, and I think that that's the very last time that we did that.
Oo nga eh, kasi it's because of the pandemic sometimes you can go back. Pero my gosh, very what a special place, Enchanted Kingdom. Grabe, nung kami nila Noy noon, nagpupunta pa kami, nagko-commute kami to Enchanted Kingdom before. So, para makapunta doon. Nice, 'di ba? Such a happy
Mm.
time, such a happy moment. Okay, now let's go to the next from Enchanted Kingdom. Let's go naman to the next photo. Here we go. Our next photo is this one.
Ang
Ayan.
cute.
Oh my
So
Ang cute.
cute. Tell
Oh
us
my
Oh
more
God.
my
about
gosh,
this.
I look so
Cute.
nene. This was during my moving up ceremony. I think this was after I was grade 10. And then I think my parents weren't weren't able to come with me then. We just did a little photo shoot, and then a friend of mine took that photo candidly, and yeah, that's basically it. It's just a moving up photo.
'Di ba after grade 10 pero look at what the last 3 years can do, 'di ba? Na that your
Mm.
transformation from this sabi mo nga nene to a lady. That was so nice. Oh, kayo naman Noy and Mark, what can you say about those photos? Very
Ang
nice
cute.
memories, no?
Yeah, very nice
Mm,
memories.
yeah.
And what I like and I love about your family is it's a modern family, a typical family. So what can you share? So since you picked up and we picked up on how well you were raised very well by your parents, good education. What can you say about people who actually are very quick to judge on your family? What can you say about them? Maybe this is your chance now to air it out and also educate people.
You know, typically, whenever like for example, my friends, they'd find out that I'm being raised by two men. It would be kind of like a cool fact for them. They're not they're not in any way uncomfortable with it. They
Mhm.
actually think it's really cool because it's not such a common thing, or it's not every day that they'd encounter someone with that certain type of family setup.
Mhm.
And so at that, you know, I never thought that it was an issue until my story blew up.
Mhm.
And then I was reading through the comment section of this one. this one. I don't want to say
Oo.
anymore.
Oo.
I don't really notice. I don't really know. I don't really want to say it. But then
Okay.
there were a lot of homophobic. There were a lot of homophobic comments
Mm.
regarding it. Regarding, they didn't like the fact that I was advocating for this specifically because they think that it's very unholy, and
Mm.
they think that I'm doing our religion wrong. And one thing that I could really say to this is that, you know, although this is our family setup, I grew up with strong Catholic, I still grew up with this religious ideology. My parents are devout Catholics, and
Correct.
I think that regardless of how people would perceive that, because we have to believe in these religious ideologies, we have to exclude this certain type of community. I think that it's not right anymore, and I think that it's been so long. It's been so long since this issue has been, uh, been has surfaced, and
True.
I think that it's about time that we really change the way things are.
I
Yes, and I
agree.
agree
I
with you. And you know
completely
what?
agree.
Here's the thing: you are a product of your family. However, it is that the way you react, you behave, you contribute to society is actually a reflection of how well you were raised. So I think that sums it up. So just look at Nadine. Look at how she was raised. Look at how she's contributing to society. Actually, that just tells you how effective their type of family is. Okay, right?
That is true.
Yes,
I also like
exactly.
to give a shout out to the school because, 'di ba? You'd think that a school like CSA would not accept a student from a very unique family setup, but Nadine and her family was embraced, and her friends
Agree.
also thought it was really really cool. So good job to the school and to everybody
Mm.
Talk
who
about
helped. 'Di ba? 'Di ba?
correct.
Nakakatuwa 'yon.
Talk about inclusivity. That school is very
Inclusivity.
inclusive.
Yes, it's really because of them that I never thought it was an actual issue before.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
True.
Before the event happened, before I experienced discrimination from the Catholic school, that from the international Catholic school that I applied to. Prior to that, I never really thought that it was an issue because I was surrounded by so many people who were
Yeah,
really accepting of us, and it's because of them
Correct.
that I thought it wasn't ever an issue. But yeah, honestly, I think that it was a blessing that it did happen to
Agree.
me because, of course, at the time and until now, I still have such a good support system around
Agree.
me. My
yes, yeah.
parents, yeah, my parents, although they were very much disheartened by what happened, they did such a great job helping me cope with the rejection. And it's because of them that, right now I'm a strong advocate of this. I
Mm.
believe that, I could have been accepted into that school on my own merits, and there
Agree.
was no reason for them to, of course, include my family setup into
That's
the
true.
Agree.
curriculum.
That
That's
is
true.
true.
So your
Oo.
parents should be proud of you as well.
Yes, and
Yeah.
of course, nakakatuwa din that they've raised Nadine very well. And
Correct.
speaking of support system, may isang nagko-comment dito, si Tito Edwin naman. O,
Hi,
'di ba?
Edwin!
Oo, go Nadine, Tito
Ayan.
Edwin supporting you from MUP. Hindi lang si Nadine ang sinusupport ni Edwin. Oy, si Nonoy din, o syempre.
Ay, hello!
Oh, go
Guest
Nonoy, we
ako.
support. Oo, guest ka.
Guess
Thank you
Actually,
very much.
candidate
candidate.
rin siya.
Oo, candidate din si
Yes.
Nonoy. Oo, we support you all the way. Pero walang
Thank
sinabing for
you.
MUP si Edwin Oy kay Nonoy.
I know that. Feeling
Sayang.
lang ako.
Oo,
Oo. Now,
correct.
oo. Now,
Sabi ni Miss
speaking of naman.
Adnil, sorry.
Sige, God.
Binabasa ko lang mga comment. God bless you, Nadine. At sabi din ni Precious Diaz, go Miss Marinduque. And sabi ni Sheila Nazario, we love you, Miss Marinduque. Ayan. Tsaka,
Mm.
sabi ni, beautiful photos daw. O di ba kahit na first time mo sa Instagram nung panahong yon, beautiful photos pa rin, sabi ni Ralph Sambat. And of
Mhm.
course,
Thank you so much.
oo, sabi ni Lester Santiago Guevara, go Nadine. Ayan. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Okay. Noy, ano yung sabi mo kanina?
Yeah, siguro like ako like one last follow up lang to this no kasi of course after this stint in the an MUP, or even ano, like after like a few years, you're going to be like an icon or like an influencer of this cause. I mean,
If
it's bound to
oh,
happen,
It
right? It's
if
will
bound to
she
happen.
isn't
Will
happen.
happen.
already, right?
Yeah, if
Yes.
yeah, exactly. Pero Nadine, is there already any like random message like PM or private message that people sent you that was really impactful already and that was telling you na I'm doing the right thing right now. Actually doing this right thing right now. Can you tell us a story behind those messages?
Of course, I don't want to get into detail about it,
Mm.
Machado, but
No problem.
there's this one person who messaged me right after my story surfaced, and he informed me that I was such an inspiration to him and his partner. They actually
Oh.
were thinking of adopting, and
Oh.
I encouraged
Oh,
that idea, and
Galing.
I feel so overwhelmed thinking that I've had that much effect on a person's, and on a person's action or thoughts. And
Mm-mm.
yeah, I think that ever since then I realized that I really am doing the right thing.
Agree.
Oo,
yes.
that is very beautiful, no? Actually, not because lang of the LGBTQ like angle, no? Just imagine the life that this adopted child is going to get. 'Di ba?
Mm-hmm.
Out of
Agree.
the adoption house, 'di ba? That's something that people do not see, eh. That it's like love producing more love because of what they're
Exactly.
doing. 'Di
Exactly.
ba?
I remember
Exact.
there was actually this comment. There's actually this comment. They said that imagine adopting a daughter and then you just start letting her compete in pageants and stuff, and because they thought I was adopted, so they said
Uh-uh.
Grabe
parang
sila.
yeah, so they said that my parents are living their dreams now vicariously through
Through
me.
you.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Ito na judgment, goodness.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. Well, which I honestly just found really funny because
Mm.
yes,
Yeah.
because I mean it's
Oh,
also my dream, but I can just see my parents enjoying it as well. Whenever I'm doing
true.
my
Mm.
fittings, they're also trying the clothes. They're
I
already.
love it.
Cute.
That is so
I just love how
cute.
this is a really nice bonding for us, Ren.
Yes. And you know
Oh,
what, Nadine? That's only one message. Just imagine in a few years' time how many people you're going to inspire.
Exactly.
Diba?
true.
So, we're so
True.
Ripple
excited
effect.
for
Ngayon pa
you.
lang eh.
Ripple effect. Imagine the
Correct.
inspiration that you're setting. You have
Mm.
provided
True.
space. You provided a platform, and I think that's what the crown means to you as well, right? To
Yeah.
inspire
Yes.
people positively. That's really good.
Thank you very
Yay.
much.
There.
So yan, di ba? Thank you for being you and thank you for the inspiration. Of course, thank you for your parents for bringing you up so
Mm.
beautifully and for rearing a child like you. And ngayon, ayan, ito na tayo. This time, let's let our fans um, ask. We've been asking Simone questions, but this time you down there also on Kumu. Hello, Brian and Karil. Um, you can ask questions to Simone as well. So now we are going to our next segment, which we call. Ang ganda nito. I like this photo. Kaya papakita ko to. Which we call. Asan na yon? Which we call
Ang dami
Fans
magandang
Ask.
photoshoot ni Nadine.
Oo
Kaya
nga
nga,
eh.
maganda. It's, beautiful
Thank you
photos.
so much.
Ayan.
I love
Good
that
job ka
photo,
Oh,
dyan.
di ba?
Ren.
This one. Ito na, isa pa. Our fans ask
Ganda.
Love
segment.
that.
Look at that. Okay. Kaya sorry, ginamit namin yung marami mong photos kasi we just really want people to see. They're so beautiful. Oo, fans ask. Ayan. Pero bago magtanong ang mga fans, gusto nating i-shout yung shout out muna din ng mga tao. Sabi ni Mel Grace Sagid, we will always support Miss Marinduque. Ayan. Meron tayong mga messages na mamaya ifa-flash din natin. Pero ayun, kung may mga tanong kayo for Simone, whether it's also about her journey sa Miss Universe Philippines, mga pageant question if you want to test Simone's pageant answers, pwede din yan. Okay? And of course, anything else. But before that, siyempre tayo muna ang magtatanong. Mark and Noy, do you have any question for Simone?
I have ako siguro question ko is, Simon, ang gaganda ng mga pictures mo. Yung glam shots mo, yung headshot mo, gaganda. Do you have a team behind you? Or do you have I'm sorry, just like to check. Who's in charge? Or is it you ba? Ikaw ba nag-conceptualize? Or may team ka who takes care of that?
I'm actually one of the independent candidates this year.
Wow.
I have
Wow.
the same team that I've always had ever since my first ever pageant, which composes of just me, me of course, my parents. They help me with Q&A na rin, and everything else, of course, if I need guidance. Tita Shandy Monte Carlo for my pasarela.
Mm.
Mamu
Yeah,
Tonechua.
Shandy.
Yes,
Mm-mm.
you know. Mamu Tonechua for my hair and makeup ever since time immemorial. And two new additions to the team. Of course, Tito Patrick Henry Mergano for my styling. And of course, as my accredited partner and mentor, um, Miss Monica Rabanera.
Mm.
Oh,
Okay.
Wow.
what
Okay.
a
Ako
what a
naman,
great
Mark.
team.
I have a question kasi I know that you are also a businesswoman, di ba, at some point because you designed, guys, swimmer designer din tong si Nadine. Akalain din, di
Mm-hmm.
ba? With all the
Diba?
things that
Correct.
she's doing, di ba? Like, can you tell us the story behind how it started? I mean, of course, ano ka naman talaga, very inclined ka naman sa fashion, but then running your own business and doing designs for swimwear, paano nangyari yun?
I think this was right after my first ever pageant, if I'm not
Mm.
mistaken. I was honestly just sketching. I just randomly sketching, and then my dad
Mm.
saw it, and then he was like, "Oh, like that's pretty good, ah." And then ever since then, we tried to bring those sketches to life, and it was such an enjoyable experience for me because I was able to sponsor swimwear for mga pageants and
Galing.
yeah, it was a really nice experience having done that at such a young age.
Correct, di ba? Oh,
Grabe.
so, again, it's a really great story talaga for Nadine na pwede talaga, whatever you want, just set your sights on, you can do it.
That's true.
Yeah.
And with a great support system, people who love you and push you to be your best, that's
Yes.
very, very much
Agree.
possible.
Yeah.
Ayun. Ngayon naman, Nadine, my question is, this is my question for you. Why do you think, ayan, ito pala, actually hindi na ako magtatanong nun kasi my question is being asked now by your Tito Edwin. So let's ask the question from Edwin. Uy, as one of the youngest candidates of MUP, how can you prove to your fellow candidates in the organizers that you deserve the Miss Universe Philippines crown?
Well, I don't think that any of us candidates necessarily deserve the Miss Universe Philippines crown. I think that whoever wins worked hard for it. And I think that, if it were to be me, I think that's definitely it. I'm a goal oriented person and I don't stop until I achieve what I'm working hard for. And because of that, I think that this attitude can make me an asset to the MUP organization. And yeah,
That's true. Wow, that was beautifully answered, hindi ba?
thank
Short,
you.
concise, but very meaty, di ba? That to be an asset. Kasi I believe, we believe that nowadays joining pageantry is not just about showing off glitz and glam, but it's actually a job application, di ba? You're
Yes.
Yeah,
applying for a job and you have to be qualified and you have to be an asset in order for you to fit the job. And we believe that you fit that description, that job description really well, Simone. So congratulations on
thank
that
you.
perspective. Now, ayan na, dumarating na ang ating mga question. And now
Na-late lang pala sila.
we have a question. I think this is from Vietnam. Do you think
Wow.
that advocacy really matters in beauty pageant since physical and intellectual attributes are the ones being judged during live competition? This is a nice question. Why or why not?
Though physical and intellectual attributes are the ones being judged during the live competition, I think that having an advocacy or standing for something just strengthens or fuels your motivation, being a candidate there. Because you're doing this, you're being a candidate and you're going for the crown, because you stand for something. And I think that I feel strongly about this because again, I'm an advocate of eradicating discrimination against the LGBTQ plus community. And every time when in doubt, I always just go back and remember who I'm doing this for and why. And I think that it just strengthens my confidence even more.
Yes, thank you very much. Right? That's another beautiful answer. Hindi
Thank
ba?
you.
The advocacy really does matter. And now we have another question from Mel Grace Sagid. Aba, medyo ano naman to, very agricultural. Good evening po. Meron po akong question kay Miss Bornelia. If you were to be crowned Miss Universe Philippines, how can you help in the improvement or promotion at least of our agricultural land?
Well, I think that, of course, maintaining the beautiful greenery of the Philippines is something that is very important. I think that at this time and age, it's something that we're also trying to, trying to restore because of the damages that we've done in the past. And
Agree.
because of this, if I were to be crowned Miss Universe Philippines, of course, I'd contribute whatever I can to help with this specific improvement.
Thank you very much. Hindi ba? I love how Nadine's answers are very, very meaty yet very concise. Ganyan
Oh,
talaga,
and
di
I
ba?
think she can answer anything.
She
Yeah,
And
can,
not
I'm
only
yeah.
that,
really
yes, not
Oh,
only
It's
that,
she's
she's
something
very
that
amazing.
I've
calm.
actually struggled with a lot because I'm a very talkative person. And my parents always told me that it's something that I have to work on because, again, I say things again and again and again, and it's already 5 minutes. And, there's a 30-second timer. That's why I think that the interview challenge for me was the most challenging
Agree.
because,
Wow, but
And speaking of the
very
interview
you
challenge,
nailed it.
Simone, sorry, I just like to follow up on that because we saw that. We saw that interview
Yes.
challenge. How was that experience for you? Actually, you were part of our top performer during because we were judging it. Noya and I were judging it. That's our expertise. So you did really well there. But I'd just like to check, how was that entire experience?
That entire experience for me went by so quickly. I couldn't even process whether I did good or I did bad. That's what I told the other girls after I was done. Because I remember Katrina de Maranan, she still hasn't done the interview after me.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
And I was telling them about it because we have a group chat, us girls. And I was telling them, you know what, guys, don't worry. The interview can go by so quickly. You don't even know if you did well or if you didn't. And they were
yeah.
like, wow, I don't know if that's a good thing, but okay. And I remember just after that, I didn't know whether I should be confident in, so far by my performance. I was very much uncertain of my, top 30 placement, if ever I'd be having it, or if
Mhm.
ever I wouldn't be because of my performance there. But surely enough, it really was such a great surprise for me. I even got the top 7, and it was really nice
Diba?
thinking that we were 50 candidates, and I made it.
Oo. That's true. You made the seventh among the 50, diba? And
Love
it,
that.
it just shows the way you answered during the interview challenge and the way you're answering the questions now just shows how your hard work and your training just paid off. Not and syempre, even though there's hard work and training, if you don't have it in your heart and mind, diba? The capacity and the intellect that will really make it, talagang mahihirapan ka. But it's already in you. Parang inaano lang natin, nire-refine lang natin. So that's very good. Thank you so much for that. Aba, may pahabol naman si Tito Dave Ocampo.
Okay.
Ayan.
Ah,
They say that in every
Akin
negative
nila ha.
situation, there is a positive outcome or reason why it happened. What do you think is the yeah, what do you think is the positive thing we gained during this pandemic?
Mm.
I think that definitely the number one positive thing that we've gained during this pandemic is appreciation for the little things that we weren't really appreciating before. I think that although it's very cliche for me to answer that, I think that I could definitely relate to this. There were things before that I didn't really give much importance to because I think that, I had a lot of time with these. And to be precise, I'm also talking about the people in our lives. Most of the
True.
time, we don't give importance to a lot of them, and then suddenly, they're just gone, and it's really
Mhm.
heartbreaking when you think that you can't ever take back time and
True.
treat them as well as you could have. And yeah, I think that appreciation is definitely something positive that we've gained.
Agree.
Thank you
Or
very
we at
much.
least we could have gained.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
Appreciation, appreciating people, appreciating the time you have, appreciating the small things. We learn that all the more during the pandemic. Wow. Ewan ko, I'm speechless because you've been giving us very beautiful answer, one beautiful answer after another.
Yes.
Hindi ba? Thank you
And
very
very
much.
calm. Very calm.
Thank you.
Very
I'm
calm.
as surprised as you.
Ang sarap pakinggan ni Nadine kasi nga very calm, collected, yet very, very meaty ang kanyang mga
Correct.
sagot. Diba? Now, it's time for us to go. Meron pa ring tanong pero we're going a different route this time because this time we are switching to the last segment of our
Mm.
show. But first, we'd like to thank everybody who asked their question. Oo. We'd like to thank everybody who asked their questions. And now we have a different question for you. This time, we'd like you to say something to a person. But this person is just not just any other person, but this person is actually you. Okay? This time we are going to our segment called To the Little MUP. Being the lady that you are now, we know that it took a lot of effort, ups and downs to get to where you are right now. And maybe things that you did not imagine could have happened, could happen when you were still a young person, when you were still a child. If you were to talk to the little you, the little Miss Universe Philippines, Simone Nadine Bordilla, what would you tell that person? Now is your chance.
Why am I getting teary? Of course, the number one thing that I would love to tell the music, wow. The number one thing that I would love to tell myself if I were to, go back and have the opportunity to talk to myself, I'd tell her you're enough. I'd remind her that all the time. I think that there are many instances in my life where, I thought that I doubted being enough for not just for the people around me, not just the effort that I put into things, but I think that it's something that I also have to keep in mind in everything that I do. I think that it's also a really important message that not just that I shouldn't just forget. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that it's very vital for me to keep remembering this, that I am enough, that no other person could tell me otherwise.
That is true. You are
I'm
enough.
lost for words. I like that last line. I
Hindi
am
ba?
enough. I love
You
that.
are
Yeah.
enough. Now, Nadine, I we believe that aside from your own strength and your own character, um, a lot of other people paved the way for you and supported you in this endeavor. And among them, according to you, are the men you love the most. So now, what can you say to your dads?
I mean, oh, I'm getting so teary eyed. I really take after my father. Of course, I'd love to tell them how grateful I am that they raised me to be the woman that I am today. I don't think I could have asked for better parents than them. And I mean what I said in the introduction video. They're really the inspiration in everything I do. They've sacrificed a lot for this family, for me and my brother, and I can only pray to be just as good as a parent as they have been for me. And so I'm really grateful for them, and thank you so much for being so supportive throughout everything, throughout my entire life, basically.
There you go. Actually, may message pang isa yan. 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 We love you, baby, and we are
Thank
so proud of you. Ayan.
you,
Thank
guys.
you very much.
That's so
Hindi ba
sweet.
nakakatuwa? Oo,
Yes.
we admire your parents for raising you.
Correct.
We admire them for defying the odds
Yes.
and defying whatever people will say in order to raise a beautiful woman that you are now. Kaya naiinggit ako actually. Gusto ko na magkaanak.
May palakpak
Biglang
din sa
ganun, di
Gusto
ba?
ko na may palakpak din ako, candidate din ako eh. Ayan, may pinapalight lang namin ng moment kasi nga syempre
Yeah,
na. But that was very touching and heartwarming.
agree.
Seriously, thank you
Yes.
so much,
Yes, and Simone,
Simone.
thank you so much for opening up. Okay, we appreciate you opening up, and we appreciate you being you. And I hope that you still continue to become an inspiration for other people. As you can see, the impact really is positive sa mga tao. So, maraming salamat, Simone.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much. Yes, ayan. Sige, balik na tayo sa ating happy vibes music.
Yes.
Yes, there you go. Thank you so much,
Nagulat
Nadine, for
talaga ako
being.
dun sa music.
Oh, 'di ba? Kasi nga ano tayo, talagang we put up a show. So,
Mhm.
thank you very much Simone for being with us. We got to know we're always looking forward to every episode, and some episodes come out as more special than others, and I believe that this one is that episode
I agree,
because we not
yes.
only got to know you as the queen that you are, we got to know you as the person, the inspiration, and the voice that you are. So thank you so much. And of course, thank you very much to everybody who came and who watched, to the support Nadine supporters, to those who watch on Facebook, YouTube, and on Kumu. Hello, nasa baba kasi yung screen ko ng Kumu, so sa baba ako tumitingin. Hello, ayan, thank you so
Multitasking,
much. Oh,
oh.
multitasking. I have three screens, literally three screens right now with me. But thank you very much. Nadine, before we end our live stream for tonight, we'd like to give you the floor to invite them to support you in whatever platform outside and inside of Miss Universe Philippines. The floor is yours.
Okay, so of course, first of all, I just want to thank everyone. I just want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who's helped me get to this point. You know, it's a lifelong dream that I've always that I thought was very out of reach. But you know, we're one step closer to the crown, and I'm really gonna do my best. I'm gonna prove to you all still that your vote was worth it. And I'm just really hoping that no matter how this competition turns out for us, is that I still make you proud. And again, thank you. And if you want to continue supporting me throughout this entire journey. I think that I'm really gonna need it. You can follow me on my Facebook account, Simone Nadine Bordilla, and on my Instagram at Simone Bordilla. And again, that's all. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. Ayan. Anything else you want to say, Marky and Noy? Marky first.
No, I'm very happy. I'm just very happy I got to know Simone Dean. I'm very happy with her advocacy. So again, like what I said, please continue becoming an inspiration. We are here to support you. If there's anything you need, just ping us and we'll help.
Definitely.
Thank you
Oo.
so much, Marky.
Lalo pa red and gold. We bleed the same blood. Red
Yes.
and gold represent.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. How about you, Noy?
Well, of course, I'd like to say, of course, big thank you to your dad because I messaged Sir Manix, diba? And I was actually not too sure if it's going to like happen because we're not really we don't know any each other personally. I know Tito Dave and Tito Edwin, but then he was so gracious. He replied right away. Sure, just message Simone, and I was surprised to find out that you handle all of your schedules.
Diba?
Yes, I
Everything.
do.
Career
Grabe.
woman
She handles
talaga si
everything.
Simone.
Diba?
Ay, grabe.
Well-rounded.
Diba? Wow, so nakaka-surprise na. So again, thank you kay Sir Manix and of course thank you Simone for being such a great guest and such a great
True.
queen. We are so excited for your journey dahil alam namin na you're really bound for great things. Here, I mean, it's gonna start now. We're gonna wait for your journey to unfold. So, maraming salamat and good luck sa iyong journey sa MUP.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you
you
so
very much.
much.
Thank you so much. And of course, before we end, we would like to ask you to follow D Crown here on Facebook, subscribe to the MEC and D Crown TV channel on YouTube, and also follow D Crown on Kumu. Yes, we are now on Kumu. And in October, this coming October, D Crown has a special partnership with Kumu Social TV. So we will be airing on a bigger platform. So watch out for that. But for now, thank you
Yes.
very much, Simone. And of course, thank you very much to all the MUP and the Simone fans and supporters who are here with us right now. We're going to see you again next weekend for another set. No, for more
Tomorrow.
sets.
Tomorrow.
Ay,
Napagod ako ni
sorry.
Mark.
Saturday pa lang pala, no? Sunday pala bukas. Oh my God. We're going to see you tomorrow. I thought it was already a Sunday. We're going to see you tomorrow for another
Tomorrow.
set. No, actually, for more sets of queens, of the Miss Universe Philippines queens, who we will be interviewing. But until then, this has been in behalf of Simone, Marky, and Noy. This has been Eman Feliciano, and this is The Crown. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye guys.
Bye,
Stay safe.
everyone.
Have a great weekend.